And I stood behind Israel. I wasn't looking for an award. I felt I did what was right. And when you choose your side, you stay on that side. And this is the side that I chose. I take my hat off to the soldiers, those warriors from Israel. I'm behind you guys once again, 100%. Since the war has started, if I'm not mistaken, I've been to Israel 4 or 5 times, and I will be back.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So as you guys notice, I've been off for a couple days. I've been traveling. Me and my girl, we've been on a long-ass road trip, driving for 10 hours to get to our destination. That was a couple days ago. Now tomorrow, I'm gonna be driving back home for another 10 hours. So with that being said, I wanted to go ahead and drop this video about Floyd Mayweather. Now this video is going to be broken down into sections and even subsections because there's just so much to unpack when it comes to this topic. So let's just start by hitting the ground running. Floyd Mayweather is the greatest boxer of all time, hands down. But outside of the ring, he is one of the biggest raccoons of all time, and he has always been, which is so remarkable to me considering the fact that Floyd Mayweather, he actually fixed his mouth to say that if he was in Muhammad Ali's position back then, he would have did the same thing that Muhammad Ali did, basically implying that he would have stood for the same things that Muhammad Ali stood for. I mean, the irony is just on another level for Floyd Mayweather of all people to say something like that when he is the complete opposite of Muhammad Ali in every which way. When Black Lives Matter was at their peak and we really start having this emergence of unarmed black people getting killed by white police officers, Floyd Mayweather, he came out and publicly said that black people, they just need to comply and cooperate with the cops. He topped that off by saying all lives matter, which was at the time the only people that were saying all lives matter were white people that were actually protesting against Black Lives Matter. But here's the thing. If white people truly believe that all lives matter, how come they never protested for the justice of any of those black victims? Those unarmed black kids that were getting shot and killed by police officers, or unarmed black kids that were getting shot by just racist people that weren't even police officers, like George Zimmerman. Once again, the only time these white people protested with these White Lives Matter signs was to protest against the real protesters. So that's the side of history that Floyd Mayweather chose to be on. When Gucci came out with that racist blackface, Floyd Mayweather was one of the only black celebrities to come out and publicly support and defend Gucci. Years later, he calls Donald Trump the greatest US president of all time. And now he is publicly supporting Israel, who, by the way, are way more racist to black people than traditional white people are. I mean, where do you guys think Ellie gets it from? And Ellie, by the way, he hated Floyd Mayweather when Floyd was in his prime, so much to the point to where Floyd Mayweather, he found out and Floyd actually banned Ellie from his gym. So these are the people that Floyd Mayweather is begging acceptance from, the white supremacists. And this is something that I'm going to talk about a little later on in this video, because there's a lot of division when it comes to the white supremacy gang right now. They're having a serious civil war right now. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about the division within the black community. I want to talk about the 15% that I'm always telling you guys about. This 15% of black people, it consists of raccoons, real dumb black folks, and real ignorant ones. They're not all raccoons. Some of them are just very stupid and easily misled. For example, when it comes to Floyd Mayweather being a raccoon, which he's obviously a part of the 15%. After I drop this video, you're going to have some black people saying, yeah, see, this is the reason why I never liked Floyd Mayweather from the beginning, because I always knew he was a coon, etc., etc., etc. That's a bald-faced lie. They hated Floyd Mayweather since day one, before Floyd Mayweather came out and revealed the fact that he was a raccoon. And another reason why you know it's a complete lie when they say this is because they used to use the exact same talking points that the race fans would use to berate Floyd Mayweather. Whatever the race fans said about Floyd Mayweather or any other black fighter, these type of black people, they would regurgitate and echo those exact same talking points. But when these same black boxers said some coonish type shit, those same black fans, they would completely ignore it. Perfect example with Devin Haney. All that hate that he was receiving from Once again, it was a small percentage of black people because the reality is a lot of those race fans, they were acting black on the internet trying to justify their racism by hiding behind a fake black profile so they could comfortably spew as much hatred as possible towards the black boxer. In this case, the BA was Devin Haney because at the time, he was looking like the next Floyd Mayweather. This was before the whole Ryan Garcia steroid scandal. And once again, at this time, you had this small percentage of black fans that were once again repeating all of the race fan talking points to discredit Devin Haney. But I remember after Canelo lost to Bivol, it was so apparent that Crawford was the best fighter in the world. Even old media, they all had to take the L and put Crawford back at number one on their own personal bias pound for pound list. But it was only one person of significance that came out on a public microphone and said that Canelo Alvarez is still pound for pound the best fighter over Terrence Crawford. You know who that was? It was Devin Haney. He said this during an interview with that UFC reporter guy, the one who wears the glasses. And even that guy was surprised when Devin Haney picked Canelo over Crawford. Once again, right after Canelo had just suffered a loss. That guy, he said to Devin Haney, he said, wow, I'm surprised. I thought you would have said Crawford. And when Devin Haney said that, man, I was really, really disappointed. It really bothered me that he said that. And once again, all these black people who claimed they hated Devin Haney so much, none of them had a problem with him saying that. I didn't see one comment from those fans saying this is the reason why I don't like Devin Haney, which further proves that these fans, they were only pandering to the race fans. Okay, so going back to Floyd Mayweather. Now we know exactly what type of person he is. I want to draw the distinction. I want you guys to understand there is a difference from what a fighter does inside of the ring and what he does and what he stands for outside of the ring. Inside of the ring, Floyd Mayweather is the greatest fighter of all time. But outside of the ring, he is a very unlikable person. You see, what you guys have to understand, and especially black people, what you have to understand is life, or especially the United States of America, is just like a prison. When you get on that yard, it don't matter if the Crips don't like the Bloods. Hell, it don't matter if the Coons don't like black people. Once the Mexicans got their boots on, black people have no choice but to be on the same page.
So I'm 19 years old, right? This is my first day in prison, in legit prison. I'm on this unit called Torres. I actually don't know I don't know a lot of these terminologies just yet because I've never been on this unit. I came from the detention center, then I came to Torres. So as I'm going to necessities, and necessities is a place where you get your underwear, your shirt, pants, socks, blankets, and everything at necessities. So I'm going to necessities, and as I'm walking, the dude came by me and said, "Hey, you heard, huh?" I said, "Heard what?" "Mexicans got on boots." I don't know what that means. Then another dude walked by me, he walked by, "Hey man, you heard, huh?" I said, "Heard what?" "Mexican got on boots." I get to necessities, and the dude passing out necessities, he say, "Hey, youngster, you heard, huh?" I said, "Heard what?" He say, "Mexicans got on them boots." I say, "But what does that mean?" He said, "Shit, you gonna find out." I get to my cell. My cellie is Mexican. I said, "Alvarez, hey man, I just heard, apparently, your people got boots on. What that mean?" He said, "Oh, that means that it's gonna be a little riot. We gonna stab up a bunch of black dudes." I said, "Does the riot start in here?" He said, "'Cause we just finished eating together." He said, "Nah, it don't start here, it's on the rec yard. It's on the rec yard." I said, I said, "Alvarez, you would stab me?" He said, "If you on the rec yard." I said, "Alvarez, why would you do something like that?" He said, "Man, look, man, here, you stick with your people." You know what I'm saying? Your people doing something, you stick with your people. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Oh, shit." And while I'm talking to him, this dude named Mitch, he from Fort Worth. Mitch come, knock on my cell, tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. I said, what's up, Mitch? And shit, let me out at you, what? I said, what's up, Mitch? He said, shit, you heard, huh? You heard, huh? I said, yeah, Mitch got on booth. Yeah, you goddamn right they got on booth, boy. Yeah, it's gonna be a motherfucking ride, boy. This is what I'm talking about, boy. This is the type of shit I like, boy. Get amped up for a ride. I said, hey, Mitch, what you talking about? Why you, man, shit, this is gonna be real, boy. It's mother ride shit, man. You ever been a ride before? Nah, this shit, man, come to myself and tell you how this shit go.
Once the riot jumps off and the Mexicans start pulling out them makeshift knives, black people have no choice but to unite, regardless if you like each other or not. Hell, it could be me, Barack Obama, Floyd Mayweather, Brandon Tatum, the Hodge twins, Jason Whitlock, Candace Owens, even though she ain't a man. But my point is, you could put all these black people on a yard at the same time, and when it go down, they all gonna be on the same team, at least on fight day. You know why? Because the opposition, they don't give a damn if you agree with them or not. They're not looking at your views, they're looking at your skin tone. So my broader point is, yeah, there's some of these black boxers that I don't like personally. But when you see me talking about injustices, when you see me talking about racial double standards, I'm not doing it for the individual boxer. I'm doing it for the entire race, for the entire culture. Just like if a BA is fighting against a non-black fighter, at least 95% of the non-black boxing fans are going to root against the BA. Not because of who he is, but because of the genetic uniform that he wears. Because he has my complexion. Like I said, this brings us back to the prison yard. They don't care how much of a coon Floyd Mayweather is. They don't care how much Floyd Mayweather agrees with them when it comes to their political views. They don't care about none of that. Once it's fight night, the only thing they care about is your skin color. The race fans are not rooting against the boxer. They're rooting against the entire race. So you could be the biggest coon in the world. You could be saying every single thing that the racists want to hear every day. But if you were to ever get in that ring and fight someone who wasn't black, those race fans are going to treat you the exact same way they treat every black boxer, from Floyd Mayweather to Devin Haney to Gervonta Tank Davis, all the way down to Terrence Crawford. Now, and I'm going to close out with talking about this civil war that's going on once again in the white supremacist gang, the KKK gang. You see, because of Donald Trump, Nazis have gotten so comfortable, they don't feel they have to wear a mask anymore. They don't feel they have to wear the hood anymore. I mean, because now you got white Republicans, elected officials, getting caught in texts praising Hitler. Some of these elected officials are even getting caught hanging up swastika symbols. Donald Trump, he's blowing dog whistles using Nazi codes, like numeric codes, like 1488.
President Trump's nominee to lead the Office of Special Counsel, Paul Ingrassia, texted a group of Republicans that he has a Nazi streak, adding that the Martin Luther King holiday should be, quote, tossed into the seventh circle of hell, unquote. The comments were among a slew of racist texts from Ingrassia published by Politico on Monday. Following their publication, Senate Majority Leader John Thune signaled Ingrassia's nomination is unlikely to be advanced by a Senate committee at a confirmation hearing scheduled for Thursday. This follows Politico's publication of an image of an American flag altered to include an image of a swastika that was displayed inside the Capitol Hill office of Republican Congressman Dave Taylor. Taylor later disavowed the symbol, claiming his office was targeted as part of an orchestrated campaign against Republicans. This all comes after President Trump appeared to use a white nationalist dog whistle in a recent speech to military leaders in Quantico, Virginia. Trump claimed without evidence that under President Biden, immigrants murdered 11,488 people.
11,488 murders allowed into our country by this guy who had no clue. He had no clue.
The speech was likely written by Trump's anti-immigrant advisor, Stephen Miller. It appears to be a reference to the number 1488, a coded rallying cry for militant white nationalists.
So what's happening now is you have this inside fighting between the traditional Nazis and the modern day Nazis. You see, the traditional Nazis, they hated the Jews. We know what Hitler did to the Jews. They believed the only people that could be part of the mythical Aryan race was the white European group, which was supposed to be the master race. But today, some of the modern day Nazis are starting to accept the Jews as being part of this mythical Aryan race. In fact, before Hitler went on his campaign to exterminate all the Jews from the entire world, there were a lot of Jewish Nazi groups that lived in Germany. They felt that they were just as white as the Nazis. So they felt when Hitler went on his extermination campaign, that they would be completely excluded. But that turned out to not be the case, because a lot of them were sent to the concentration camps. And the ones that weren't sent to the concentration camps, they escaped. So now what's happening is, once again, the white supremacist gang, they are divided because they all idolize Hitler. But half of them are saying it's completely hypocritical to call yourself a Nazi and follow the Nazi ideology while allowing the quote-unquote Jewish race to be a part of our organization. That's what the traditional Nazis are saying. But they're not just saying this about the Jews, obviously. They're also saying this about anyone who is not white. And when I say white, we're talking about Anglo-Saxon. And this is the reason why a lot of them are now attacking a lot of people of color that call themselves MAGA. You know, like Indians like Vivek Ramaswamy and Kash Patel. They're constantly going after the Mexicans, Black MAGA, like Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum. I mean, white Nazis, they've even went so far as to call Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum coons. And it's gotten so bad to where even Brandon Tatum is calling out racism. And remember, Tatum, he's one of those typical coons that's always telling black people that racism doesn't exist. But now when the white supremacists are attacking him, and he finds out that he's not wanted in their party, now he wants to address racism. Because Tatum's wife is white, the Nazis, they are constantly attacking his wife now, calling her a mud shark. That's their new corny ass way of calling a white woman an N-word lover, because she don't want to be with them and she's choosing to be with black men.
Do you think race mixing should be illegal?
What do you mean?
Like mixing races, like a black person, white person having children, like an Asian and a Mexican.
Yeah. Should it be illegal or legal? Should it be legal or evil?
Illegal.
Oh, no. No.
Why not?
I love my chocolate, man. Everyone loves who they love. I mean.
So you're a mud shark?
Oh, what?
You're a mud shark?
A mud shark is crazy. No.
You said you like chocolate men.
Okay.
So you're a mud shark?
No. I like everybody, but I like my chocolate man.
Wait, why should race mixing be legal if the child is more likely to turn out?
That's a statistic?
Yes.
From what source?
Me looking around.
You looking around? Very credible, I do have to say.
So despite all the ass kissing that Tatum is doing, they're still attacking him and his wife as if he is no different than any other black person. Why? Because it never had anything to do with his views. It never had anything to do with him agreeing with them or not. It always had everything to do with his color, which is the reason why him and Candace Owens wasn't invited to Charlie Kirk's funeral. And that's because black people are never invited to a Klan rally. But I'm telling you, man, when Floyd Mayweather, when he stood up on that stage defending Israel, it reveals so much when it comes to the thought process of a person catering to white supremacy. Because if you notice, guys, a lot of people that become coons, and I'm talking about the celebrities, some of them dealt with the worst hatred ever. Floyd Mayweather was the most hated black boxer since Muhammad Ali. The only boxer that was hated more than Floyd Mayweather was Muhammad Ali. And the same thing could be said about Kanye West. Do you guys remember way before Kanye West became a black Nazi, black MAGA, wearing a KKK outfit, or White Lives Matter shirts with Candace Owens? Well, years and years before that, Kanye West, he was famously known for saying that George Bush doesn't care about black people. But I'm gonna tell you exactly when Kanye West completely changed. It was when Ye jumped on that stage with Taylor Swift and told the whole world that Beyonce, she was the real winner. Instantly, Kanye West, he became the most hated man in America. He was receiving so much backlash on the internet, and they weren't attacking Kanye West, they were attacking his race. Just like they did with Steve Harvey when he made that mistake at the Miss Universe pageant. And I remember seeing some of those comments because they were making articles about it, where he was just receiving so much racial backlash. But after Kanye pulled that stunt at the VMAs, that's when he made his transformation. And for the rest of his life, he aspired to become a black Nazi. So the reality is, black people, they deal with racism 3 different ways, which are the same 3 ways you would normally deal with an enemy or a bully. You either ignore them, fight back, or capitulate. And what coons do is they capitulate. And they feel as long as they do this, it will alleviate the hate and it will exclude them from the rest of the black people that the racist people hate.
I'm not with you guys 10%, 50%. I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. The one and only Floyd Mayweather in Israel. I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice. And what we keep hearing is, why, Floyd, why? Well, my best friend is Jewish. This is my brother. And if you have a problem with him, you have a problem with me. So, no matter what it is, when it is, when you call on me, I'm there for you guys, always. I don't care social media. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna be a voice. I'm gonna be the voice. I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna stand strong. And no matter what I go through, no matter how much backlash I get, I live my life for me.
Amen.
You see, when Floyd was on that stage talking to Israel, saying that he supports them 100%, you can sense that Floyd Mayweather, he was basically saying, finally, they are giving me an opportunity to show my worth. Finally, they are accepting me. You see, when Floyd Mayweather was fighting in his prime, they always tried to make it seem like he was playing the villain role. The real villains were those racists that hated him. And that's the reason why words like hate, demonic, or villain are synonymous. So Floyd Mayweather, he never wanted to be hated. He wanted to be loved. He wanted to be accepted by everyone. But if he was really smart, then he would understand there's no way you're going to be loved and accepted by everyone in a racist country like America. But now Floyd, he feels by him saying the things that he's saying right now, jumping on stage, supporting Trump and Israel, he feels like now he's going to get that love from that base that he always wanted to receive that love from. You heard him in that clip. He said, I don't care how much backlash I get for supporting Israel. What he really means when he says that is he doesn't care if black people don't like it. Because remember, when he was asked to give his thoughts on that racist stuff that Ryan Garcia said, he said he didn't want to talk about it. He said no comment. He said change the subject. In fact, this image that you guys see on the screen right here, this was his reaction to someone asking him about Ryan Garcia, all the racist stuff he said about black people. When it came to All Lives Matter, when it came to defending Donald Trump, when it came to defending Israel, Floyd Mayweather was on the front lines defending them. But when it came to Ryan Garcia, no comment? Because Floyd, he only cares about what the race fans think, not black people. We know what time it is. With that being said, I'm gonna wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
You can just look at somebody and tell them like, yo, you're not that guy, buddy. You're not that guy. You can look at me and tell I'm that guy. I was born like this. I was blessed with this.
I'm always hungry. Just because I'm world champion, don't stop. The main goal and objective, and that's to keep going. I'm gonna forever keep going, forever keep winning.
Just naturally, man. I know how to do this. I born for this. I born for be different. And then you only they said. No, a lot of these fighters just do rapping. I just came over lost, and I'm down to fight the best. I'm going up to 135 to fight somebody that they think I can't beat, and I'm gonna dominate him. And then I come back down to 30 and beat his ass too.
My hunger is always gonna be there. I never get satisfied. I'm not satisfied. My job still isn't done. That's why my job ain't done yet.
Anyone who's ever had it understands shoulder pain is no joke. It can keep you up at night. Once it's in pain, it stays in pain all the time. You find yourself popping all kinds of painkillers. Then you find yourself trying to figure out what the problem is. You go see doctors, you go see surgeons, you go see physical therapists, massage therapists. The shoulder in particular has 4 different joints. Any one of those 4 joints can be problematic because you have these different ligaments that wrap around and hold those joints together. And then you have tendons from any one of 20 different muscles that attach to the shoulder blade that can go awry. Muscle and Bone NYC has been around serving many people, getting them out of shoulder pain and all kinds of joint pain since 2012. Contact us at mbnyc.fitness or call us at 917-238-3650. Let's get you out of that pain.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, the fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.